I mean, you have to see it. Like you just had to see it because of course she's a hilarious character. She's also very charismatic and she's also very sarcastic and she's honestly just a savage. And so we love her for that.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Chansegura, and today we'll be reviewing Queen Charlotte: A Bridgerton Story with my friend Sani or Hasana. Yay! Hold on, sorry. There you go. Alrighty. Um, we'll try to go through everything, but I don't remember everything exactly that happened in each episode. Then we'll talk through some questions. But yeah, I really like the show. She's the one who made me watch all the Bridgerton seasons, and season 3 is coming like soon, right? I think they're like in production or something. But right now,
Yeah.
nothing is in production because of the actor and writer strike. So hopefully they get paid and we can get the next season of Bridgerton. But yeah, so what's the story about? Since you're more of an expert, do you want to tell a quick summary?
Yeah, so this one basically tells the story of Queen Charlotte, who is from Germany, and she is also has more blood, and so she is coming into England to marry Prince George, who has some secrets about him that she is, of course, not aware of. But anyways, so yeah, it just goes through them meeting for the first time, navigating their new relationship, and eventually building a family together.
That is good. That is good. If it was me, I will right out say what his secret is. But good for you for not saying that. But so what is your first reaction to the show coming out? I cannot answer that because I wasn't expecting the show. I just watch it after it's already out. But you've been a fan of Bridgerton since before the show. So how do you feel when you heard about the news?
Yeah, I was honestly super, super excited because obviously I'd watched season one with the Duke of Hastings and of course Daphne. And I mean that completely pulled me in. Like they had just such great chemistry and it was just so good. And then of course the second one just had you like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen to them? And so of course each season just
So
really had you
frustrating though,
like
the second one. Remember? They they were right there. Like, can't they just? I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, it was like, come on, just why wouldn't you tell each other that you like each other? Like, what are you doing? Yeah, so they were just going back and forth, and it was ridiculous, but of course it made for a good show. So yeah, so that happened, and so honestly, after seeing both of those, I was like, when is the next one coming out? And so as soon as they said that they were going back to show us the story of the Queen, like I mean, you have to see it. Like you just had to see it because of course she's a hilarious character. She's also very charismatic and she's also very sarcastic and she's honestly just a savage.
His grandfather.
Brimsley, you have told me he is the king, he is the ruler, and he is the monarch. Those are all the same things, are they not?
They were.
And so we love her for that. It just would have been nice to see like what she had gone through because of course we had seen like King George pop up in some of the seasons and in some of the episodes. Um and so we were just like, what is the story behind this? Because where's King George? Like, why don't we ever see the king? Why do we only see Queen Charlotte? Like, what is going on? So yeah, to see that, and then of course the teasers were just what? Oh my gosh! Like the scene where she's trying to, well, it's on YouTube, where she's trying to go
Yeah.
over
Wait.
the wall.
We can
Like,
talk about it because we
oh
will
my god.
discussing the plot. But is it the climbing the wall scene? The actual trailer? I thought that was like part of it that you showed me before we watched it. Is the wall climbing scene the trailer?
Yeah, yeah, it was in the trailer, and like yeah, that was in the trailer,
Oh.
the teaser that they released. So yeah, that was the first thing I saw, and I was like, oh, this is super cute. This is gonna be super cute.
Hello, my lady. Are you in need of assistance of some kind?
If you must know, I'm trying to climb over the garden wall.
Whatever for?
You refuse to help a lady in distress.
I refuse when she's trying to go over a wall so that she does not have to marry me.
Yeah. All right. So maybe we'll not touch into every detail, but we have to talk about George's how do you say George's? Yeah, secret. So
Hmm.
he's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I don't know what exactly he have, but like throughout the show, you'll see that he's trying to get better, and with all the means that he gone through just to get better, it's kind of crazy. And I'm really grateful to see that Charlotte is the one who kind of pull him back and be like, you know, this is not gonna help. You're like just, what is it? I don't want to say torture because, well, it technically is torture, but like,
You are perfectly right.
Wait, no. He is right.
he thought it could help him, and back then, I don't know when, 1600s or 1700s, somewhere around there. I'll put up the time period. I don't think they have all these medical knowledge to know exactly what's wrong with him and how to treat him. So that's pretty sad. But yeah, we don't know about that until like episode 3 or 4, right? Episode 3 was when he gone out to the field and talked to the moon at the end of episode 3. And the whole show have how many episodes? 6. The whole show only has 6 episodes, so that's like we've gone through half. It only has 6. I just realized it's so short. But yeah, so we have to go through half of the series until we see what's going on with the king. But yeah, my next question is, how do you feel about the first episode and the last episode of the show? I honestly don't remember the first episode much, other than that she's really, what's the word for like, headstrong. Yeah, she's headstrong about her decision. She's like, I'm gonna leave. Like, this is a strange place. You just ship me here and then you leave me. You're just gonna marry me off. I'm like 17. I'm not gonna stay here. So she's really determined. She's like have her own mind, which is really different between the Bridgerton girls that we saw in the first 2. Well, not girls, just Daphne. And then what's her name? Kate's sister. Kate's sister. I don't remember her name. Because those girls were raised as in, you know, you're gonna have the wife role, you're gonna do that, you're gonna do this, you like follow the husband, you don't have your own opinion or whatever, you can't decide. But yeah, so it's refreshing to see that she have her own ideas about the world, and well, maybe part of it is because she's from the royal family of Germany, so maybe she have more decisions. But that's my opinion on the first episode. The last episode, I don't know. I just remember feeling happy with the way it ended, because, yeah, like, the episode before that, there's some of it where I'm confused at, but we'll talk about that later. But the last episode, I just remember feeling happy that everyone get what they want. And we get to see Charlotte and George kind of go back to their memory, and the part that I was confused about got cleared up on the last episode, so I was like, okay, I'm cool. Yeah. What do you think about the first and the last episode?
Yeah, I think it was really good. I think just from the first to the last, we really see her grow. Like, we, of course, were introduced to her as someone who's being forced into a marriage that she doesn't want to go into. Of course, she has to leave home. She has to leave her brother, but of course, he did it for to protect their home. But we get to see how she's sort of charmed by King George, and like how she kind of sees him and first falls in love with him, of course, and we know that he fell in love with her as well. But it was just interesting to see her like sort of adapt to life in London, and come into understanding her role. And so as we see her in the last episode, like we see her really taking charge of being queen, taking charge of the fact that her husband is half farmer, half king, and really helping him to navigate the fact that he's having all these issues, but also has, of course, duty. And so she stands by him in such a loving way that, yeah, it really touches the heart. So, and then we also see how she is able to stand up for her own people as well. And so the people who were brought into the great experiment with her, we see how she kind of asserts her role as queen and tells them that they can come to her. essentially, when they're having issues. And she says that they are, of course, one crown. And so, yeah, she's like, I'm going to take care of business. And so we love her for that.
Alright, yeah. That is important. We'll definitely need to talk about that. Next question is, what moments, characters, or ideas stood out the most while watching this show?
Yeah. I think for me,
Danbury. Sorry, you
oh,
you go first, Susan.
I think one of the things that I was thinking of course, they had Alicia Keys in the show, or not in the show, but they had one of her songs. And one of the things that I kept thinking about was Brimsley and how he was like dancing outside by himself, and that song was just playing, and I was like, that's actually really sad. When he was just dancing by himself. But yeah, outside of that, I think what really stood out to me is just like how she got him out of course, the situation he was in with the doctor, and was like, we're not doing this anymore. We're gonna do my way. He's going to be happy. I care about his health. Like that really stood out to me. Of course, yeah, her relation with Lady Danbury was really, really good. Like just showing how they became friends, I think was really, really good for us to see. Um, Also, what is it? Lady Bridgerton. That was interesting to see her grow up. Um, that was, yeah, that was quite interesting. Although she didn't have much of a big role, but it was just funny to see her as a kid and her relationship with like her father. And so it kind of gave us like a little bit of a idea of like why her family is the way it is. Where they're like so close knit, because she kind of had that with her parents just a little bit, especially her dad. Um, so that definitely stood out. But yeah, back to Lady Danbury, her standoff with Princess Agatha. OMG. Like she held it down, trying to make sure that she had everything that she needed. Was quite interesting. Like their kind of little battle that they had was very interesting. Um, but yeah, outside of that, there were, of course, some explicit scenes in the show, as there usually is. You have to skip over those, obviously. But that was interesting the way they brought that in. And so even when they were mad at each other, they were still doing it. Anyways, you can cut that part out. But anyway. But yeah, that was just funny.
Yeah, I was thinking, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, but I would say the character that's really interesting is Danbury, because she have to go through a lot of stuff, and you see how she changed, and yeah, her relationship with Violet, the Bridgerton mother, sorry. So for those who don't know the first 2 seasons of the show, she is the mom of the Bridgerton family. We see her when she was younger, and we see her relationship with Miss Danbury. And I think she's such a complex character. She had to go through so many things. And then she got into an entanglement with Violet's dad. And that relationship just seems so weird to me. But yeah, you mentioned Princess Agatha. It's really weird how she was like a woman too, and she had to go through all of these, like, what is it? She had to go through all of these duties of being the queen and trying to produce hair and what else? No, because I remember I was really mad that she talked to Charlotte and she was being mad about her not doing her duty or whatever, like being different, and then I thought she would be more understanding since she was in that position before, trying to continue the royal bloodline, like being the woman can't control anything. I got confused on that too, because when her husband died, like, wouldn't she just be queen? And they were like, nope, your son is king now. You can't be queen. You're just the king's mom or the princess. And I was so confused as to how the hierarchy works for a royal family. But yeah, a lot of interesting characters in there. The moment that stood out to me was, like you said, how Charlotte took care of George when she found out that he's a little bit not there sometimes. And because if you see someone just like run out naked, like, would you take them to take a bath and care for them like that? it really shows that she loves him, because that is just crazy to me, though. I don't know if you see someone act like that. And ideas that stood out, probably just how, yeah, they're trying to do this great experiments. I don't know why they just put great with everything, like the Great Britain, the great experiments. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. It is just a what if, though. That's not historically accurate. So, oh yeah, touch on that real quick. The show is not completely historically accurate, but they did take some elements from history. If you want to learn more about that, look it up on Google. Yeah. So that's what I think. Yeah. This question. Oh god, this question is really important. Would you stay with your partner if they were crazy? Sorry to mention it. Just like, yeah, if they're like that level of crazy, like King George, like he would not be himself at all. He might be harmful to other people. That's why. Oh yeah, that's why he was being put in a whole different castle, right? He lives completely separate from Charlotte at the end.
Yeah. I mean, he was kind of afraid of himself. And so, yeah, the way he coped with it was essentially saying that he wanted to protect her from him. But to your question, obviously, like, the way I am right now, I don't think that I would have the strength and, like, the maturity, and the insight that she definitely had, because she dealt with, like, him very, very well. Essentially, like, she handled it in such a way that I don't think that I would have been able to, like, with compassion, with the ability to, like, get through to him even when he was sort of in his fits. And so, yeah, I'm not sure that I would be able to do that. I think I would probably try my best to make sure that, like, he was taken care of. But to go through the heartache that she went through literally every day, worrying about him, worrying about, yeah, I'm not gonna say that because that might be a little bit of spoiler, but, like, yeah, I'm not sure if I would be able to have that weight on me every single day. The fact that this person might not remember who I was, the fact that this person might not be able to have, like, just a nice regular conversation with me every single day because they're preoccupied with, the things that they're kind of obsessed with. So, yeah, I'd have to, since I can't say 100% yes, I have to say no.
I agree with you 100%, and that is very reasonable because you already have that duties of being queen. I don't know if she did take care of her people, as in her group of people, and try to be involved more into the social stuff since the previous king didn't do that at all. So I think did actually change a lot of their royal society and all this stuff, and also how to produce heirs for the future generation and all that. I think she have a lot on her plate already, but that is Charlotte though. I don't think I can, just because, yeah, like you said, you already made a lot of good points on that. One of the things that I got confused on, I'll say it just a bit. It is kind of, we did talk about so many, but we didn't say everything that happened in the show, but one of the things I got confused on was that Brimsley, the person that, what is his position? Just like the person who always with her, just to take care of her, right? Brimsley?
Yeah, like the right hand of the queen, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, he was saying to the present day Charlotte, that's like, it's like, we're stuck in time. And I was so confused. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, time, move on. You have 15 kids. But then at the end, I did see what they meant by that, because, it's kind of like their love just kind of stopped there after, like, George went crazy and she just accept him as that. They're not trying to grow past when they first met. Like, they're in love, so they're like, yeah, still in love. They changed as in they grew up, but he's not maturing any past that. He's just stayed the same. So I kind of get what happened at the end there, but yeah, I don't have a partner. we don't have a partner, so we don't know at all how we would feel if we had to take care of someone that we love that much. I just don't think that I can, because, yeah, it would be really hard to, like you said, what if someday you wake up and this person's like, who are you? Oh god, I don't know who you are. That would be really. But yeah, and we also don't have all of those servants to help us because they're king and queens. They do have a bunch of people who kind of like calm them down or like separate them and all that, all the help. So yeah, I don't think we can stay with our partner. They're a little bit bonkers. But yeah, kind of sad to say that, but that's the truth. Well, maybe we can get them help though in today's age. I don't know if we do have something that would cure those kind of. I don't even know what to call them. Just like conditions. Yeah. Would you recommend the show? Well, you already recommended to me. You made me watch it. You made me watch the whole Bridgerton series. Yeah, I would. I really do like all of the costumes. We'll rate that later, but I do like all the sets that they have, and the actors were fantastic. I really do like them. The story is pretty cool. Yeah, it's really interesting. I only watched Game of Thrones. It also took place in like older time, but not with all these costumes, you know, with the big dress and all that. So it's beautiful. The music too. They just use like classical re-edition of pop songs, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I would recommend this show, and I think this show can be watched as a standalone. You don't have to watch the 2 Bridgerton seasons before this. But yeah, I will definitely recommend this show.
Yes. 10 out of 10.
You have anything to add, or just no? Yeah, because
yeah. 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend. Obviously, I already recommended to you. But yeah, I would say that anyone can definitely like watch this and find enjoyment in it. Yeah, it was a really nice love story. Like, of course, yeah, they had a lot of issues, but they overcame them for the most part.
Oh, that's
so yeah,
sweet.
Perseverance, honestly.
Yep. Rating. So the way we do rating is plot, characters, production. I will rate the plot 7.5. 7 is high to me, by the way. Whenever I rate movies, 7 is like good. 7 up is good. I don't think I ever give anything a 10 before, but 7.5. Characters, there are a lot of pretty complex characters. Yeah, I'll say probably 8. Production, 9. Or yeah, it's so good. I don't know. Maybe I don't have anything to compare it to with like historically, but I love the dress, so I'll say 9. So plot 7.5, characters 8, production 9. And you?
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I love period pieces, like historical dramas. Like, I mean, watching a lot of K-dramas. So yeah, I would say plot for me, I would probably give it an 8, just because, of course, I have to keep in mind like the other seasons as well. So yeah, I would give this one an 8. With the characters, I love them so much, so I would have to say a 9. And then production, I would have to give it also a 9. Yeah, it just overall it was
That's
so good.
Really
like, characters.
high. Whoa. Well, I mean, it is one of your favorite series, right? So
yeah. So I have to rate this one. I can't give it a 10.
Plot 8, character 9, production 9. Whoa.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll do our average score, and then we'll mix it. Because I put average score on the thumbnail, on every thumbnail. We'll mix it, and then I was like, so like, should you watch it? Yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I post show/movie reviews and One Piece related content, so if you want to see that, please consider subscribing. And thank you for Sani. Oh, sorry, Mike. Thank you to Sani for joining us today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Sani, and today